Hey, um, haven't had a lot to say. It's been a long time, 3 or 4 weeks. I know I did make a video before about fat fasting, but then this one is following up to say I was able to fat fast 3 weekends in a row where I had a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that I fat fasted those 3 days in a row. And so then I was basically on a 7-day cycle each week, 3 days on, 3 days off with that. The 4 days that I'm not fat fasting have been the carnivore diet. And mostly I think this is going pretty well. I kept pushing up to try to get higher amounts of fat. And as I got it up there, as I probably mentioned before, it's all egg yolks. I haven't stuck exclusively to that, but I wouldn't say that I have found a way to make it more regular, that it's going to be always have that variety. It's mostly just still going to be egg yolks for the main basis of all of it. But when I got it up to 30 egg yolks, it started causing some changes that I am thinking are probably a good sign. I think it's just that my whole hormonal system is trying to rebalance itself, which it certainly needs. So that would be a good sign, I hope. But it was an experience I was beginning to get that was sort of similar to hot flashes. I have had a few real hot flashes in my life over the years, and this was not nearly as intense, but it was a sort of similar sensation. And so I'm just sticking with trying to get my fat up that high when I can, which is not actually easy to do, to make yourself eat that much fat, because you certainly don't feel full before you get to the 30 egg yolks. Excuse me, I'm saying it backwards. You certainly do feel already like you've had enough to eat before you get to that far. But like whenever I would stop at 24 egg yolks, I know that's not actually that many calories a day for the type of concept I probably ought to be doing. Not that calories matter to me that much, but they are one of the ways you can kind of keep track or measure what you're doing. And I think I feel better about getting up to 30, and then the better sleep I was getting with that kind of gave me some proving point of saying that that's good evidence to me for my own anecdotal thing I'm doing here. My own N+1, as they say, that getting 7.5 hours of sleep some of those nights was awesome. I did try to get more fat in besides just the egg yolks some of those days, and that was nice when I could. At one point we had beef fat from a big beef brisket we cooked. My daughter doesn't usually eat any of the extra cooked fat off of that, or at least not much of it, so I ended up with lots of extra beef fat from that. So 30 egg yolks in a day plus a ton of beef fat was great. I'm always messing up with this, that I want to go back to dairy. 2 days I tried some heavy cream with it. I knew it wasn't even the best of heavy cream because it did have some other ingredients. That didn't go very well. I had to take that back out again. This last weekend I just messed up. It would have been the 4th weekend in a row to do 3 days in a row fat fasting, and literally on the Friday I just forgot. I just forgot it was Friday, wasn't thinking about it that morning, just had the fatty carnivore diet that day, so that was the 5th day in a row for fatty carnivore at that point. And then I had Saturday and Sunday to fat fast, but I still didn't actually do it correctly. I didn't actually feel like doing it correctly, so I don't know if that was a nutritional need that was popping in that was causing me to not want to do it, or if it might have been a hormonal thing because of the time of the month, which, as we all know, you can tell when it's the time of the month when things might be different. That would have been a premenstrual moment if Saturday and Sunday the hormones could have been affecting me in that way, to say, hey, you're really looking for something different to eat. I didn't eat anything terrible, but I did have some very high fat, low sugar yogurt. So there wasn't really any added sugar in the yogurt, and that's a good thing I could say about that yogurt. And it was a very high fat one. There's hardly any on the market that are as high a fat as that particular one that is in Publix stores. It says 10% fat on it. But again, just like with the heavy cream, it was more an experience to tell me, oh, look, you're not doing great on dairy lately. You have to quit trying to put it back in. Oh, and butter, the same thing. Saturday butter and yogurt, and Sunday yogurt, and now I'm on Monday going, that didn't work. Why did I do that? But anyway, this weekend was not there. 3 weeks in a row it was there. This weekend I messed it up and didn't really have the fat fasting done correctly, and only tried for 2 days anyway. Now I'm on Monday. Monday at work. I'm in between students right now. Everything's okay. I'm not doing badly. I just ate about a half a pound of raw ground beef, grass-fed, grass-finished, 70-30 fat in it. It's not a great culinary experience. I was always a foodie going way back into childhood before anybody ever started using the term to call people foodies, but that's what I was. And I wish I could eat, I don't even mind the idea of raw completely. Like, I would love to have a great carpaccio, but This is just raw ground beef. It doesn't have anything else making it taste differently or better or giving you any kind of restaurant experience from a nice chef or anything. It's just, I'm like, seriously, is this really the way I've got to eat? Sometimes that's how I think, because I would rather be able to cook and make things special and all the different things we can put on food besides just that it's supposed to nourish us. But here I am, it's supposed to nourish me, and now my fat is this high 3 days of the week that it's just the fat, and the days that are different than that are just really, really high fat / carnivore, and the only ones that are good enough for a big fat content to make me sleep really great is the fat fasting days that get up to 30 egg yolks a day. And even better, if it's even better, like I can get to 7.5 or 8 hours sleep once or twice if it's that much egg yolks plus the cooked beef fat I had sometimes. But here I am. This is the way I have to eat, because it seems to be what I need to get anything to at least seem like it's going in a decent direction for a little bit in small ways. So I've been kind of having to laugh at myself or at the world and be a little frustrated with the world at the same time, going, I'm literally Jack Sprat's wife, the woman who could eat no lean. I'm better off on just fat, apparently. But I'm trying to add in fat along with my fatty carnivore meals and make it higher fat on those days too, which I guess means I'm pushing the protein a little lower. And over the long run, maybe that'll turn into not as many days fat fasting, maybe 2 days fat fasting and 5 days on the fatty carnivore, if I can get the fatty carnivore up to a high enough level of fat that I sleep better on those nights. I don't know. We'll see. Don't have it figured out, but I didn't want to go any longer without an update to tell y'all what had been going on. God bless you.